A Brighton family wants answers tonight.
They want to know why John Griswold died while he was being held for 13 hours in the Livingston County Jail.
7 investigator Heather Catallo shows us what happened.
John Griswold had no prior criminal history, but when this father of 2 got into an argument with some of his relatives, they called the police and he was taken to jail. By the next morning, though, John was dead.
Papa.
This little girl will never know her grandfather.
The whole family misses him. Yeah, I wish things could have been different.
John Griswold died while he was locked up at the Livingston County Jail. And now his brother Tim wants someone to be held accountable.
There needs to be change.
Tim says his family's nightmare started back in 2018 at the family's home in Brighton.
Yeah, these shrubs right here, they were trimming.
That's when John was working in the yard with his elderly mom and other siblings. Tim says John had been prescribed anti-anxiety medications and antidepressants that made him irritable. The siblings started arguing about the yard work and say John suddenly got aggressive, so they called the police. Family members say there were pills on the counter near John when he was taken into custody.
Everything was right there?
Right here on the counter, yeah.
John told officers he took at least 10 of the pills, but paramedics said the meds were for ulcers and cleared the 54-year-old to leave with police. But his family says they later learned there were high levels of an antidepressant in John's system. You can see it takes several minutes to get John up and out of the police car. Deputies say he would not respond verbally during booking, so a nurse evaluates him. Police reports show the nurse noticed he had pinpoint pupils and an elevated heart rate, so she told jail staff that John needed to go to the hospital.
An EKG was done which showed something called a prolonged QT interval. A prolonged QT interval can be as a consequence of drug reaction. And it's a very dangerous thing because it can precipitate a fatal arrhythmia.
Attorney Brian McKean is now suing the Livingston County Sheriff and the hospital where John was taken, St. Joseph Mercy Livingston.
What should have been flagged?
What should have been flagged is that he's a candidate for having an overdose. He should have been kept until all lab tests were back. The testing later showed a toxic level of a drug called trazodone. And this trazodone is known to precipitate abnormal heart rhythms.
But after 3 hours, John is brought back to the jail. You can see he seems to have a hard time standing on his own while sheriff's deputies try to book him. Once he's sitting in a cell, John doesn't really move, even when he later vomits. 40 minutes later, 2 deputies check on him, but according to the lawsuit, they don't seek medical attention despite the obvious vomit. For the next 11 hours, deputies do cell checks throughout the night, but John barely moves.
I think it's outrageous. I think it shows a deliberate indifference to his safety and his welfare. It's unimaginable to me that someone could be so callous to simply walk by a person's jail cell 23 times over a period of hours and see that they have a decreased level of responsiveness, see that they vomited, and not take some precaution.
McKean says security cameras show John's last movement shortly after 7 a.m. He says deputies don't realize he's not breathing until 7:42 when they try CPR. But it was too late.
Oh, it was devastating. I still struggle with it.
John Griswold is not alone. Deaths inside locally controlled jails are on the rise. The most recent Department of Justice data from 2019 shows there were 1,200 deaths in local jails across the country. The 7 investigators asked local sheriffs for the number of deaths inside their lockups during the last 10 years. The Oakland County Jail had 20 deaths, Macomb County had 28, Wayne County had 68 deaths, and the Livingston County Jail had 1. John Griswold.
Sheriffs have a governmental obligation to keep the people in their custody safe and secure. And that includes providing for health care.
Loyola University New Orleans law professor Andrea Armstrong is a national expert on prison and jail conditions.
40% of deaths that we see nationally in a jail occur within the first 7 days. And so that period of time is really critical for quick and rapid response in terms of medical and mental health distress.
That's why John Griswold's family wants to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else.
I think we've grown so callous to the needs of people in a jail situation. But he wasn't a criminal. He didn't really belong in jail, and he certainly didn't need to be staying in a jail cell when he needed to be in a hospital.
The Livingston County Sheriff was not able to do an interview with us due to the pending lawsuit, but he did release a statement that says in part, quote, "It can be traumatic and emotional whenever there is the loss of a life. It is further magnified when the person whose life expired did so while in a correctional facility. We mourn for the loss of life and the family left behind. And as unfortunate as this is, I stand behind my men and women and am confident once this lawsuit comes to a final conclusion, it will show there was no wrongdoing on our behalf." A spokesman for the hospital declined to comment due to the litigation. I'm Heather Catallo, 7 Action News.